Hello everybody, it's been a minute. It's been a couple weeks. I had to look at the YouTube app and see when we last uploaded. So it's been a while. Kristen had a double mastectomy and is recovering and won't be on this video. And I'll tell you more about that. Last we talked, we had 4 kids puking until 2 in the morning and then 2 flat tires the day following that. And I think where we left off was we were trying to find a tire and get a tire installed on our full-size spare. And we did that in Birmingham. We finished that about 6 p.m. on a Saturday night. Drove due east to Atlanta and then down to Macon, and we found a great spot there and stayed the night. The beds are super comfortable. The room was big. The air conditioning was cold. It was just a blessing to land in a place like that. I think normally we would have tried to go through the night, but being up till 2 in the morning the night before and then all the car drama really took it out of us. So that Sunday we made it home here about 6 p.m. We hit a lot of 4th of July traffic. Stopped at Buc-ee's again for the 3rd time on the trip. I got that brisket sandwich all 3 times, and I'm addicted to it. If you haven't had the brisket sandwich at Buc-ee's, I kind of thought it was silly. There's no way a gas station has good brisket. Again, I eat my words on that. I mentioned it before. Absolutely worth it. So 3 times at Buc-ee's, but the Sunday we were traveling home was all the 4th of July people coming back, and so we hit accidents and all that. So we got home Sunday night. Kristen's surgery is scheduled to be Wednesday. Monday, Kristen, Winston, and I, the only 3 people that didn't get the stomach bug, started puking our guts out. And it was the worst stomach bug I've ever had in my life. So we had to postpone Kristen's surgery. It was supposed to be Wednesday, and they postponed it for 6 days. It was this past Tuesday. So that was a crazy ordeal. But we finally made it home. It was literally, Kristen said it was the best vacation, and it really was. We stopped in, let's see, Hiawassee, Georgia, which is on the very north end. Beautiful, God's country, mountains, great friends there. Then we went to see Olin and Lee, our friends in Franklin, Tennessee. I think there's a video on that already. Then we went to a new place, Florence, Alabama, and visited our cousin Shavila there. And we absolutely fell in love with Florence. It's quaint, it's kind of quiet and tiny, but we loved it there. It was just, we thought we would enjoy it. We loved it. And then we went to our annual lake house trip in Double Springs, Alabama at Smith Lake, and just had a blast seeing family and extended family from all over the area. We love that trip. It's some of our favorite people. And then the flat tire saga started. Anyways, we made it home. Kristen and Winston and I got really sick. Surgery was postponed. That was kind of a drag. She finally did get surgery on Tuesday of this week. And it is Saturday, July 20th, as of me recording this. Full mastectomy, everything removed, including what was left of the tumor. Lymph nodes removed from under here. So she's in a ton of pain. We're working on pain management for that right now. She has been staying at her mom's for the last 2 days just because our boys are kind of enthusiastic and not so much rough with her. They beat on me pretty good, and we wrestle and get rough and do all the fun things that dads and sons should. But, you know, on the occasion that they would, you know, bump into mom or be a little bit rough unintentionally, that would be a catastrophic issue if they bumped into her anywhere around here, given the trauma. But anyway, she'll be home tonight, recovering well. There was 1 active lymph node with cancer, and there were 3 that they were looking at as suspects. So I suppose the fact that 1 of those was active is good. And we'll have a lot more clues based on the pathology of the surgery. In other words, all the tissue they took out goes to a lab, and they say, okay, here's breast tissue, here's cancer tissue, but it's dead, or it's alive, or it's this size, or it's this size. We'll just know a lot more about what came out, and I think that will inform the decision of what the future treatment is. So we've got about 10 days to wait on that, but for the next 6 weeks, Kristen cannot lift anything more than 8 or 10 pounds, which would exclude our youngest child as well. And so, you know, we've got a formidable, I guess it's almost 5 weeks ahead of us now, but we've got, you know, our helpers coming in, and being self-employed, I've got a degree of flexibility with when I work, and that's the beauty of self-employment, and that's why I wanted to work for myself, is to just have that time and location freedom. And I never imagined it would serve me in such a wonderful way, you know, in a season like this, but it has, and I'm grateful for that. But we couldn't do it without our helpers. We've had a couple people come in. Shavila, who we saw in Florence, Alabama, turned around and flew here. She was here for a week. even though the surgery was canceled, that really helped us prepare and get things in order. So that worked out really well. Our friend Trish is here from Ohio, who has been a caretaker for my mom, who suffers from Alzheimer's. And she's wonderful with the kids and has really saved us. And then we've got like hourly helpers coming in morning, afternoon. So the next 5 weeks is going to be a grind, but we've seen God provide strength and resources and energy and faith for us. You know, I don't sugarcoat it. There's times where I struggle and I'm frustrated, and I don't understand why we're walking through this and why this is happening to us now, and want to protect my boys' hearts and all those things. But it's the season we're in, and so we're going to try to walk through it well, walk through it courageously, and hopefully encourage some other people going through this. People say we have strong faith, and there's days that we do. You can't go through something like this. Like, this is the ultimate refining fire, to use that kind of proverbial, or that metaphor. To use that metaphor, this is definitely the fast track to refinement of your faith. Not what I would choose, but we are different people than we were 8 months ago. And we do feel like we have a strong faith, but gosh, we're not superhuman. I cry, I get frustrated, I'm angry. Seeing your spouse suffer is probably the worst thing I can imagine, up there with seeing a kid suffer, which Lord willing, I will never experience. But and so anyway, it's an amazingly interesting journey, and it is by far the toughest road I've ever walked and ever hope to. So 5 weeks ahead of us. We covet your prayers. Sorry for the late update. I know there are people who only get our updates through YouTube. They're not on my personal Facebook or our Facebook group. And so sorry for the delay on that. Thank you for the people who pray for us and leave messages for us. We pushed our Ohio trip back to September. I've got to rebook those flights tonight once Kristen's able to lift, because I'm going to need help getting 5 kids through an airport. And then we're just excited to see Grandpa. And we don't know what the fall looks like, but we're going all in on all the preventative stuff, all the holistic stuff, cleaning up our diet, eating tons of antioxidants, vitamin C, doing all the things. There's tons of stuff in a lab that is shown to have great positive effects on the battle of cancer, and we are going all in on that in this time where we have just kind of a pause from treatment, thankfully. So we love you guys, and gosh, I have so much editing to do still. I haven't done any of the videos from Florence. I haven't done any of the videos from the lake in Double Springs, Alabama. But a video like this where I can, sit down for 15 minutes and just talk and edit out some of the rambles is so much quicker to produce than 5 hours of footage, to where I have to go through and find interesting stuff, or interesting to me anyway, and kind of knit that together into a 5 to 10 minute video for you guys. So you realize the people who produce YouTube videos, it's a lot of effort, a lot of time goes into editing videos, and right now time is one thing that I don't have. So probably a lot more of these monologue and table updates from Kristen and I, but we just want to get you guys the information that you need and are curious about, and we're just grateful for the updates. I think the minivan is progressing along. I think the engine is going to be shipped down to Florida here soon, and then we expect to be able to pick that up, and it's just going to be sweet. I rewatched those videos from Ray and Eric yesterday. It just brought back such a level of gratitude, and just reminded me that God is in this and is using people to help us too. So I'm excited for the conclusion of that, and being able to pick that up, because I know it's going to be a tearjerker for us. And I will drive that van to 1,000,000 miles if I have to, because it has a new sentimental value based on the story and the season that we're in, and what these two guys are doing for us based on that. So I cannot wait to get that Chrysler back, and it's going to be awesome. So thank you guys for listening, and please pray for us. If you want to join the Facebook group where I post regular updates, it's called Kristen's Army. Sorry, Kristen's Army, Kristen. And then there's a question at the bottom that says, where did you hear about us? Just put YouTube on that, because sadly there are even scammers that come into cancer support Facebook groups. I've had people selling t-shirts there unauthorized by me. So it's just stuff that would blow your mind. So I'd love to see you there. I do a lot more updates, at least a few times a week there. So thank you guys. We appreciate you following along, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon.